Hey guys, how's it going? Mysticle here. A little bit of a different setting today. For those of you that don't know, I've been traveling Europe, but VR isn't waiting. News stories are not waiting. I've been gone for like 3 weeks or so a ton of new things have piled up. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Again, a little bit of a different setting. I do have an external microphone plugged into this, so I hope it's doing at least somewhat good, with the road noise and everything. It's a pretty decent microphone. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, VR news ain't waiting. So as usual, in case you like this one, slap that red button down below. And let's get right into it. So, first things first, the Quest has risen in price. This was probably one of the largest and most controversial things that we've had happen during the last few weeks. The Quest has risen from its original price of I need to turn down this AC, from its original price of 299 United States dollars to a new price of 399 United States dollars, which is of course an $100 rise in price for those of you that don't know how to count. And that is quite a large rise in price. Of course, the Quest was very attractive for its price point. A lot of people bought the Quest because of that price point. That's how it was different from all the other headsets. And now that it has risen in price, it is of course not as attractive as it used to be. I mean, the Quest went on sales before and it sold a lot more. And Facebook is saying, this is going to push the Metaverse forwards, that's why they're doing it. They need more money for the Metaverse. I think that there's a multitude of different reasons as to why they are doing this, but that is what they're saying. So whether you want to believe that or not, that is entirely up to you, but I do think that this is going to slow down the growth of the VR community quite a little bit. I mean, that is going to be bad for a multitude of different reasons, as, things are going to slow down a little bit, but it is also going to be good for those of you that were complaining about too many children being in VR, because, that's something that's been happening ever since the Quest has existed. There has been a ton of, younger audiences inside VR, and a lot of people from, say, the VRChat community, they did not like that. They did not like that whatsoever. But, let me know what you think down below, whether you think this is a good change or a bad change. By the way, the FTC is planning to sue Facebook, or Meta, as they are now known, for their plan to own the entire Metaverse. Yeah, that's something they're planning on doing. Whether that is actually going to happen, I don't think so. I don't think anyone is going to let Facebook own the entire Metaverse. But then again, they are monopolizing in a bunch of different other places, like social media. So who knows what is actually going to happen. Personally, of course, I don't want Facebook to monopolize on owning the Metaverse. That is something that should be open sourced. It should be owned by everyone, kind of like the internet, kind of like websites, things like that. But of course, Facebook has their own views on that and how that should look, and NFTs and stuff, all the good stuff. So yeah, that is something that's happening. The FTC is suing Facebook. Well, the United States FTC is suing Facebook. I don't like the fact that Facebook currently kind of has a monopoly on things when it comes to VR. That is a really nice car. Thumbs up, my dude. Here's something interesting. We all know that Facebook is highly interested in ads, right? I mean, that's the way they kind of make most of their money. And a lot of people were very worried that was going to happen to VR and the Metaverse. And eventually, I mean, it might, in the form of billboards and stuff like that. But Mark Zuckerberg wants Meta's AR and VR business to be as big as their current ad business, which sounds pretty crazy considering the ad business is a massive, massive industry. The goal was revealed earlier this month in an all-hands company meeting leaked to The Verge. It was part of a response to an employee asking how Apple's upcoming headset and the absence from the Metaverse standards forum will affect Meta. To quote Zuckerberg, "I think it's pretty clear that Apple is going to be a competitor for us, not just as a product, but philosophically. We're approaching this in an open way to try and build a more open ecosystem." This is interesting, as the Metaverse, as again I said, should be open, to all companies and should be intertwined and allowed all companies to join it, which is not going to happen if not all companies can join the Metaverse and can use it in any way, shape, or form that they feel like using it. We're trying to make more stuff interoperable with Android. We're trying to develop the Metaverse in a way where you can bring your virtual goods from one world to another. We created the Metaverse Open Standards Group with a bunch of other folks that you just mentioned, and Apple didn't join. But I don't think that's a surprise. Apple, for a few generations of computing now, has been a close provider of computing, which, I completely agree with. Apple has been a walled garden for ages. None of their stuff, well, very small amount of their things are open source, and that's mostly why I prefer Android. And Apple, well, I'm not surprised that they don't want to join a platform where things would be open to the person, which makes me wonder how Apple's metaverse is going to work, or how they are viewing the metaverse. I could be completely wrong here. I am completely open to discussion in the comments, and completely open to be told that I'm wrong, you know? That is something I'm always completely open to. But I do not think that Apple's metaverse will be an open place where everyone can develop everything and everyone can kind of create their own stuff. It's never really been like that. But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope I'm going to be proven wrong. Meta is being quite successful in being meta. I mean, Meta's Reality Labs revenue grew from 48% year over year in Q2 of 2022, while costs grew 19%. So that officially means that Meta's quarterly AR/VR revenue is now growing faster than its costs, which is really good for them. In other words, costs still far outstripes revenue for Meta's VR and AR division. But critically, revenue has turned a corner and started to grow faster than costs. But it also shows you how fast this industry is growing overall. I mean, it is really interesting to see this grow directly in front of us. You know, we are seeing the birth of a new technology, a new era. And the metaverse, while it may have died down, we'll talk about it a little bit, it has grown to a point where so many people are inside it that it might not necessarily need everyone to constantly be talking about it. It's growing at its own pace, and it's doing it at a very fast one. Now, here's something that I want to mention, a VRChat. VRChat had this huge controversy happen recently. Players weren't happy, modders were definitely not happy, and world creators were not happy. VRChat has been growing at an exponential rate, and we know that. VRChat is a huge platform, and there has been many controversies regarding VRChat in the past, but this one is more aimed at the players, as VRChat has introduced Easy Anti-Cheat. And Easy Anti-Cheat is something that Epic uses overall, you know, in, say, Fortnite and stuff like that. And, of course, that is going to stop any form of modded clients and things like that from working in VRChat. Or, well, not necessarily stop, but make it incredibly difficult and probably not worth it for your average player. Not all mods are malicious. A lot of mods are just used to enhance the game, like, for example, the bone physics that were introduced, and things where you could touch other players' ears, tails, and they would move, you know? I don't exactly remember the name of that mod, but that was a really cool mod that allowed for essentially physics and made the game better, if you ask me. That is, of course, no longer going to be possible with Easy Anti-Cheat. Things are just not going to be as easily moddable. And AMD FSR, that is no longer allowed as well, because Easy Anti-Cheat. And that helped a lot of people that would not normally be able to play VRChat play VRChat, because it increased their frames to the point where they could actually play the game. That is no longer going to be possible. And in fact, it says that on their website. Why they would ban this specific mod, well, it's not necessarily this specific mod, they're banning all mods, full stop. And Thrillseeker brought up a very, very important something in his video, and that something was the fact that a lot of people use a lot of accessibility mods in VRChat. Well, VRChat has slowly started introducing these accessibility options into their actual game. You know, Thrillseeker brought it up, a lot of people brought it up, it's an actual problem, and a ton of people will not be able to play the game without these, so they started introducing them. So they are listening, it's just a lot of people are still outraged. I'm outraged. I mean, I'm not gonna go like screaming about it or anything, but maybe I should be doing that, but I'm not happy about it. You know, these mods, not all of them are bad, and whether it's modding or creating worlds to work in a certain way, it's just not going to be as simple as it used to. And for a game that allows so much, they all of a sudden take a lot away. Well, it's going to, you know, remove crashers and things like that, but still the game allows so much. You know, it allows completely custom avatars, it allows completely custom worlds, it allows you to even bypass that polygon limit if you need to, but of course then it will be unoptimized, but that is entirely up to you. You know, if you want to bypass that polygon limit, that is on you. Well, it's now up to them. So let me know what you think about that down below. Were you part of the people that were outraged? I need to turn on the AC because, yeah, that was a pretty big one. It was absolutely everywhere. Here is a really bad one. Population 1 is going to stop Quest 1 support in October. Population 1 is a fantastic game. It's kind of like the Fortnite of VR, or at least that's what I like to call it, and it's going to stop Quest 1 support. I mean, this is also good in certain ways, as it's going to allow the game to move forward, create better optimizations, possibly add more things to the game, and not have to worry about optimizing it for the Quest 1. However, a lot of users are going to be excluded. A lot of people are still using the Quest 1, but, and this is also very controversial, as a lot of people are just going to say, oh, just upgrade. You know, using the Quest 1 in 2022 is basically like using the PlayStation 3 in 2022. You know, a lot of people are saying that that's basically the case. And in certain ways it is, as it was the first of its kind, and it's very limited in what it can do. A lot has been pulled from it, a lot has been optimized, and a lot has been done, but we have approached the limit of what we can do on the Quest 1. So I do see why the developers want to move on, and I do accept it. I have the Quest 1, I still use the Quest 1 for playing certain games, and I do use the Quest 1 for playing multiplayer. But yeah, Population 1 is finally moving on from that, and it's ending Quest 1 support in October. So in case you guys play Population 1 on the Quest 1, unfortunately, that support is going to end for you on October the 31st. So yeah, let me know what you think about that one down below. I mean, there's only so much I can fit in a video. There's a lot more we need to talk about. I mean, there's no way I could fit everything that I genuinely wanted to talk about in this one. So let me know what you think about this format, and this is where I'm going to end this one. As usual, thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel, you know, continuously supporting it, even though I've gone on holiday, I've gone on break, you guys are still there supporting me, and it means so much to me. It allows me to continue paying the bills, paying the subscriptions I need to continue running this channel, and everything like that. So honestly, it means so much to me, and thank you so much. If you guys want to support the channel, all the links are down below. And yeah, in case you want to join the community, check out our Discord down below, check out our Reddit. I want to see you posting your spicy memes on there. Play Swagger Stagger. And as usual, in case you guys want to be notified about future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.